selection. I've found for my power, for the way that I'm able to get my arm over my head and the speed, I'm looking for the flattest, usually most stiff, overstable disc. A lot of people have overstable discs that are good for thumbers but not great for thumbers because they're not flat. But generally speaking, if you have a really flat and really overstable disc, it's going to make for a good thumber. And the reason is because when you get it up high, it's taking the longest time for it to do its full pan cycle, right? Whereas an understable disc, if I throw a thumber with something like a Roadrunner, it's going to go up, it's going to flip at the peak, and it's going to drop straight down. Whereas a Firebird, which is what I throw for my thumbers, I can put on a lot of angle. And when I say a lot of angle, I usually mean like right around 12 o'clock, maybe even like 11:45, like where I'm almost exposing more of the top flight plate than I am the bottom flight plate to the sky. And that way it's taking the longest possible time for it to get its full rotation before it tries to get back down to the ground. The run-up is essentially a crow hop like you did in baseball. If anyone played baseball, I didn't, but I think this is what you're supposed to do. You're going up, you're hopping into it, and you're leaning really far back. You're getting your shoulders up, and you're basically putting all your weight right down here. You're loading it up, and you're kind of pushing your legs up so that you can get your arm back behind your head, and as you turn your shoulders, you release the disc straight up. Like if you're trying to throw a baseball from outfield to home plate, or if you're trying to throw a 50-yard pass, basically you're doing the same thing with your shoulder, just coming up and releasing it up as fast as you can. I'm just trying to get the disc jackknifed up in the air and let the thing do the work. But this is like the shot that if I've got a little bit of frustration to release from the round, this is the way for me to throw a really controlled 375 to maybe a little bit further type shot and still have an aggressive like moment and getting all that out of my system, but all the while still throwing a golf shot. So essentially this is what it looks like.
Coming in.
Oh, they're safe. They're fine.
Throw the Roadrunner the exact same way.
Okay, so
Get them.
that really depends on the type of shot that I'm going for. If I'm just trying to get over a tree, which is generally 9 times out of 10 the point of the thumber for me, it really all depends on how far left and right, what kind of airspace I have. If I just have, like, let's say just a normal wall, like all I'm trying to do is get over this wire and get to where, like in line with the guy who's grabbing discs right now, I'm probably going to release my thumber at not quite that up and down vertical angle because I don't need to go for maximum distance.
A little bit outside, a little bit angle on it.
I'm essentially throwing the same power every time with my thumber. I just change the angles up. So like, for instance, if I wanted to throw this thing vertical, this would be my maximum distance thumber. This is a brand new Firebird that hasn't got much wear and tear. But if I want to throw it for like a 250-foot shot, I'll just release it with more angle like this, and it just won't go as far, and it's already working its way back down to the ground. So you can see it's not that much further than that Roadrunner, and it was all based on the angle change. The closer you have it to that full rotation, the quicker it's going to get back down to the ground.
So you just use the same disc and just change the angle?
Essentially, I mean, sometimes you need something to do like what the Roadrunner did with the quicker cork. But most of the time for me, I don't try to do too many cute thumber shots. I go for the maximum power brute grunt thumber just as hard as I can. Like I'm not really trying to like I'm like going, like I'm throwing everything I've got into every thumber I have.